Their 60th win of the season yesterday, and our Cavs discussion is brought to us by the Living for We podcast. What happens when a regular day at school turns into the worst day of your life? Unfortunately, that's a reality that is happening way too frequently in today's world. Gun violence is the leading cause of death for young people in America, and in communities of color, the impact is even greater. Every bullet fired creates two victims, the person in front of the gun and the one pulling the trigger. Living for We, Keep Your Head Up is an award-winning podcast that focuses on real stories, real struggles, and real solutions in Northeast Ohio. New episodes drop every other Tuesday. We'll hear from host Marlene Harris-Taylor and her new co-host, Maisha Watkins, the executive director of the Cleveland Peacemakers. No one does a better job of bringing you stories from the front lines, the victims, the survivors, and those fighting for change. Listen to Living for We wherever you get your podcasts, or watch the audio version on IdeaStream's YouTube channel. Learn more at ideastream.com/podcast/livingforwe. Subscribe today to Living for We on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Cavs beat the Clippers on Sunday, 127-122, their 60th win of the season. And last week, when Cleveland lost to the Clippers, Ivica Zubac had a monster game. He had 23 rebounds himself, and we had some questions about Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley in the aftermath of that game. Yesterday, the script was flipped. Allen and Mobley dominating down low throughout the contest, specifically in the second half. And if we were going to crap on those two when they did not play up to the standard against the Clippers last week, we got to give them credit for what they did yesterday. The Cavs with their 60th win of the season. Jay, when you look at how the two bigs played against Zubac, who once again dominated them in the first matchup, it's got to be pretty encouraging to see those two respond the way they did against a physical big like that. And maybe not answer all the questions we've had about those two come playoff time in terms of dealing with those bigger physical centers. But they did a really damn good job yesterday keeping them intact.
They did, and that to me was the epicenter of the entire game. In the playoffs, it's all about taking a deficiency from the previous game and improving upon it. I always say that a 7-game series is a living, breathing organism because each game is so different. In game one, if a team decides you're not getting offensive rebounds, you're not, period. That's going to be our point of emphasis. Well, in game two, then, your point of emphasis can be, okay, we're going to get inside and we're going to get offensive rebounds. To me, I thought that Kenny Atkinson, as he's done all year long, found the absolute Achilles of a team in a specific matchup. That's why they lost to the Clippers. And he said, okay, that's not going to happen again. And it didn't. So to me, it's the ability, coaching is all about the ability to spot your own weakness and improve upon it. And Kenny Atkinson did that, and it's almost like a master class in how you do that. And so that's why I was encouraged, because that's what's going to happen when they get in with Boston. Boston's going to come in game one, and they're going to say, this is what we're going to take away from Cleveland. Can Cleveland flex their muscle and make sure that they have that, whatever that is, that they have that in their arsenal for game two?
7 games left, guys. 7 games left till the playoffs. Cavs' magic number for clinching the top spot at home court advantage against anybody but Oklahoma City is 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Are the Celtics? The Celtics are 4 games back, right?
4 in the loss column, 4.5 total.
That's kind of wild because wasn't it 10 games not long ago?
I think they're 13-1 in their last 14 games.
Yeah.
They've won 8 in a row. They're playing their best basketball of the season right now.
Yeah.
Which
it's scary.
It's going to make a playoff series between those two teams very, very fun.
Even if the Cavs lost every game the rest of the season, the Celtics would have to win all but 2 games to get.
Well, but the rate they're going, they could.
Yeah, but the Cavs won't lose every game the rest of the season, obviously.
No, but they're going to lose some of the games. I think 67 wins is now a pipe dream. They got to win out.
They have to win them all.
And they've got some tough games on that schedule.
Well, and there's obviously other teams in the conference are still playing for something.
How many back-to-backs do they have left?
I don't know if they have any back.
Back-to-backs, I'll tell you right now here. Dustin.
Maybe one.
They definitely have one.
I looked at the schedule yesterday.
One back-to-back there. At Indiana, at New York on April 10th and 11th.
And those are both tough. Those will both be tough games.
By the way, the Cavs.
Both those teams will be playing for seeding.
That's why.
Indiana and New York, by the way, are only separated by, I believe, a game and a half now. Let me double check.
No, Indiana and New York are separated by 4, Mike. Indiana and Detroit are separated by 8.
Indiana and Detroit.
But that really doesn't matter because they're 4 and 5. Detroit could end up playing the Cavs in the second round.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh, I do.
I got no problem with that. I think the Cavs would spank them.
Spank them.
Yeah.
Detroit looked really good the other night against us.
Jay, come on.
No, they did.
No, I know that. They look good.
They look really good.
But it's regular season.
But you said you don't want to face them.
Well, look, we're going to beat them. But
Yeah.
to me, it's about I want the easiest path to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, Jay, let me ask you
I
this.
don't want any team to take
I think
us
Detroit
to 6 or
is the
7
easiest
games.
I was
second
gonna
round.
say,
Because Boston's not going 6 or 7 games with anybody.
Who's easier than Detroit?
I don't want Detroit because of the JB thing.
Jay, if the
they can
4-5
end up being very
matchup right
difficult.
now-
They play hard for him. I'll give.
The 4-5 right now is
Still,
Indiana and Detroit.
They're not ready
Yeah.
for
If you have your choice of who you're playing in the second round, Indiana or Detroit, your answer better be
Pistons.
Detroit.
No, it
all
will
day.
be Detroit. It will be
And
Detroit.
I'd rather play Detroit than Milwaukee in the second round
100%.
because Detroit doesn't.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'd rather play the team without Giannis.
I
than
don't
with
want to see Giannis.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah, you'd rather play Detroit than Milwaukee.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
I was hearing it the other way. Yeah, I definitely don't want Milwaukee.
No.
Look, anybody can end up being tough for us. Last year we didn't think Orlando was going to play us the way they did.
But the Cavs are a much better team this year.
They are, but it's about longevity and preserving your energy for the games where you're really going to need it in the second half of all of those playoff games.
I don't know that the Celtics couldn't be pushed by the Knicks or the Bucks in a
I
series.
just don't. I don't think they're going to be. I
Like,
don't think.
what do you
they
think they're
will.
going to win? Like 4 or 5 games?
I think they'll win in 5, and maybe you might get a
I don't
6
know.
game in the
It's a
Eastern
different
Conference
season
semifinals.
once the playoffs start. Like
It is, but Boston,
Yeah.
man, they've just found the switch. I think they went for it too early, Mike. What do you think about that?
Who?
Boston
Went for what?
flipped the switch.
I mean, part of it's they're healthy now and they're playing.
I know,
Porzingis,
and I know
which is-
March is a wonky month because you never know what you're going to get effort-wise. Like, look at the Bulls.
Yeah, they're playing out of their minds.
They're playing
great
like,
now.
it's crazy.
That game against the Lakers was insane.
It was one of the best finishes
That was
you'll
never-
see in an NBA
guys,
game.
I've never seen that in my life.
No, it was insane.
that was a real lazy pass
11
by LeBron.
points
Yeah.
were scored in under
12
9
seconds.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like 11 when they actually hit the first shot. It was
Yeah.
like 9 seconds.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Everything that had to happen
Insane.
happened.
Yeah.
When you look at the box score from the Cavs game yesterday, it's 6 players in double figures. Mobley had 22 and 7. Jarrett Allen was awesome, 25 and 12. He was good. Garland struggled to make shots, but did have 19 points, 7 assists, and only 1 turnover. Donovan, 2 and 9 from 3, still needed to make some more.
Man,
25 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds for Donovan Mitchell, and 4 steals. All around a great game. You had 2 guys on the bench scoring in double digits. DeAndre Hunter had 10. Isaac Okoro made 3 threes yesterday. He had 11 points off the bench. That was as well-rounded a scoring effort as we've seen from the Cavs in quite a while.
Mike,
And I know they got to make some more shots. Like,
Yeah, what is
they're still
Mitchell's deal right now shooting the ball? His three-point range the last 10 games is awful.
Yeah, he's.
Awful.
I did when they lost to Phoenix. So that was last Friday, not like this most recent Friday, but 2. And
Right.
the game that he scored 8 points, he was 2 of 18 from the floor. I went back and watched every single one of his shots from that game against Phoenix. I did it. It's on the YouTube channel. You can go find it. And we tracked, did he just miss or was he taking bad shots? And I still think he's getting, for the most part, the looks he wants to be getting. He's just coming up a little short on
Is
a
there
bunch of shots.
is there a physical thing? Like you're a shooter, you've been through stretches where, but this is a long stretch. I mean, 2-3 games, okay.
I mean, in the month
This
of
is
March,
10 games.
it's 12 games in March. He's shooting 21.4% from 3.
Wow.
Like, that's not good enough to win a
No.
championship.
Okay, why is my question. Why?
You hope it's just a little slump. You hope. He had a couple games in there that he did shoot well, but then he also had the.
Do you think the
0 for
groin's
9.
okay? Because he's been dealing with the groin.
He played on both games, but back-to-back. So
I know.
I'm going to trust that if he was hurt, because of how cautious they've been with all the other guys this season,
He would have sat.
they would have sat. So
One of them.
I just think right now he's just going through a little bit of a shooting slump. You have to hope that he can snap out of it, but 21.4% from 3 for your best player and your number 1 option is not going to cut it. And it's a 12-game sample size in the month of March. Post All-Star break, if you want to go back even further, 17 games, he's at 28.3% from 3 on 8 attempts per game.
And what is he
which,
for the season?
on the season in total?
I wonder what he was before the All-Star break.
I can tell you,
So-
pre-All-Star break, he was 39.1.
Okay.
Post All-Star break, he
That's-
was 28.3.
That's not a statistical anomaly. There's something wrong. Something's going on. I don't know what it is.
He's getting the good looks. Kenny, after the game on Thursday, was asked about it, and he said his shot quality's dipped a little bit, but for the most part, we are still happy with the shots he's getting.
Yeah.
And we think some of the shots that he's not taking that are at the quality we expect, because he used the word expect, not want. He said expect from Donovan. He thought Donovan was trying to press and force himself into some better situations, but sometimes doing that could lead you into worse situations because then you get caught in the trees. But he's got to pick it up. Donovan's been a first-team All-NBA guy this season.
It's all right.
I
He's
think
got
if
2
he
weeks to get his
finishes-
act together.
Exactly. He's got 2 weeks to kind of find it, but if he doesn't find the shooting rhythm, the Cavs have a ceiling that I don't think is as high as it should be, considering how talented.
No, if he shoots like this in the playoffs, they're not winning the East. Period.
That's
I would
true.
say it becomes much more difficult.
Mike, I was always told by shooters that there's one way out of this. You shoot your way out of it.
And Donovan,
He is shooting.
Yeah. These guys start making them.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's my concern going into the playoffs is that his shot has been not Donovan Mitchell's shot, and we're going to need it to be. Even with the depth that we have, you're going to need that guy to be a great shooter from range in the playoffs, especially against a team that will come out of the gate shooting threes and will shoot them till the end of the horn. They're just going to shoot.
the one silver lining real quick, and then we'll pivot off this, but if they do match up with Boston, right? Mm-hmm. Donovan has the highest career points per game in NBA history against the Boston Celtics. If there's any team...
Is that true?
Yeah.
He averages 30.8 points per game in his career against Boston after his last 45-point outburst in that comeback against Boston. He is now eclipsed Michael Jordan, who is at 30.7. So if there's any team that, historically speaking, has not been able to slow down number 45, it is the team you see him absolutely
That's right.
going crazy against.
He's a
on
New
your
York
screen
kid.
right
I
now.
wonder if that's just because of the inherent hatred. You know how LeBron always went to the Garden and just put on a show. Some guys just live for that arena against that team in that moment.
Jordan,
And-
Kobe.
Yeah, and maybe that's what we're dealing with here. He grew up from New York. He hated all things Boston. And when he goes into that building, he's ready to put on a show.
The best scorer in the history of the NBA
That's
against
nuts.
that historic franchise,
Wow.
the Boston Celtics. So hopefully he turns it around. The Cavs back in action Wednesday at home against the Knicks, nationally televised game. So we'll see if Donnie has a hell of a performance in him against his
Donnie.
hometown team.